Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News brought to you with the kind compliment of Courts and Vincent Limited.
At Courts, we know mom is not just mom. She's not the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast type of mom. She's much more. We have great gifts to help you show your appreciation. Starting at $29 and unbeatable savings across the store. 25% off. Small appliances, 30% off. Rugs and accessories. Get a new mattress and save 20% off the base. Plus, you can shop for her today and pay later. So, let's celebrate mom because she's much more. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News brought to you with the kind compliment of Courts and Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, the Central Water and Sewerage Authority, the CWSA, is warning those misusing scarce water resources of their legislative power. The CWSA's General Manager Winsbert Quo made mention of this during a media conference held on Tuesday afternoon. He noted that there are persons still washing their vehicles, power washing their homes, and more, despite the water rationing that has been activated by the authority. He said that while they will try their best to speak to persons about their water misuse, the CWSA will have to take measures to restrict their water access if they insist on continuing. We hear more from the CWSA's General Manager.
And our supervisors opine that they're still seeing people that are using hoses to wash their vehicles, wash pavements. Someone says some people are still power washing their pavements during this time. Yesterday I was driving home and I saw someone using a hose in the public to wash their SUV. Now, our legislation gives us the authority to take measures to reduce the wastage of water if we are seeing that occurring. So they have been trying and have been doing that. Of course, we'll be sensitive. We'll speak to you first. But if the practice continues, we may have to take measures to restrict your supply in the interest of the public good.
That was the General Manager of the CWSA, Mr. Winsbert Quo. Mr. Quo said that a joint effort from the CWSA and the general public is needed in order to navigate these times of low water availability. Deputy Commissioner of Police Mr. Frankie Joseph has emphasized the importance of the community's cooperation to police investigations. During a recent community walkthrough and town hall meeting, the Deputy Commissioner, while making this contribution, highlighted the provisions under the Witness Special Measures Act. He explained how the Act protects the anonymity of witnesses, allowing them to give evidence in court with a distorted image and voice from an undisclosed location. The Deputy Commissioner of Police assured the community of the RSVGPF's commitment to maintaining confidentiality and encouraged residents to trust the police with sensitive information, emphasizing that effective crime fighting is a shared responsibility. According to an official release from the RSVGPF, the response from the Park Hill community was overwhelmingly positive and constructive, reflecting a mutual desire for enhanced police services and a deeper community engagement. Still on the local scene, due to an observed reduction in water rationing schedules across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the CWSA's Public Relations and Marketing Manager Ms. Joan Ryan has encouraged persons residing at higher elevations to reach out to the authority if their water is not returned as scheduled. We hear more from Ms. Ryan.
At this time, we are asking persons in higher elevation, I should say, to report to us immediately. If we say, for example, that your water would be returned to you 5 a.m. the following day, if by 6 there is no water, let us know so that we can put systems in place to ensure that you receive some water. But we are trying. You have to see the river. You have to see what we are dealing with to understand the severity of the issue. So call us and let us know where you are. When was the last time you actually received water so that we can see how we can ensure that you receive some water within a reasonable time.
General Manager of the CWSA, Mr. Winsbert Quo, echoed Ms. Ryan's encouragement for persons at higher elevations to reach out to the authority if their water supply is not returned as scheduled, as he explained what may cause it to not return on time. He explained that this may be due to high water usage at lower levels.
But in those communities where you're having a challenge, because it is possible that communities at a higher elevation, when we say we're turning on water, you don't get water. Because what happens, just human nature, whenever the water goes, people at the lower elevation say, water come back, I'm going to full up everything. So they start to full up everything in the house, all the drums, all the pots, all the pans. And by the time the line is pressurized, it's time to shut it off again. So you may be at a higher elevation and you're not getting any water. In those cases, though, what I want you to do is to call the CWSA.
That was the General Manager of the CWSA, Mr. Winsbert Quo. Mr. Quo encouraged persons to call the CWSA at 456-2946, as well as to contact them via WhatsApp at 494-0933. The CWSA's general manager said that if they are notified, they can make an adjustment on the line to make sure water is returned. He noted that if the problem cannot be solved by the CWSA technically, they will have water trucked to the affected community. In that case, he urged persons to ensure that they have adequate water storage ready. On to news in the region. Two persons from St. Anne, Jamaica are gearing up to face the court after they were arrested last week in connection with suspected lottery scamming activities. The two, 24-year-old Nicoy Pottinger of Miami Bay and 40-year-old Melita Green of Drax Hall, were arrested last Thursday and charged on Saturday for breaches of the Law Reform Fraudulent Transaction Special Provisions Act. They were charged following a joint operation between Jamaica's major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, MOCA, and personnel from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch in St. Anne last week. Mocha said in a release Tuesday that Pottinger and Green were taken into custody after lottery scamming paraphernalia were reportedly found in their possession during the operation. A police constable attached to Trinidad and Tobago's Arima police station was shot dead while out at a bar in Chaguanas. According to police reports, 54-year-old Dave Mayers was inside a bar with his wife and a mutual friend. They were seated in a patio area when they were confronted by an armed man who announced a holdup. Video of the incident showed Mayers pull out his service-issued firearm while still seated. He managed to shoot in the direction of the suspect, hitting him twice on the upper torso. But the injured man returned fire and discharged his weapon in the direction of the seated officer. A 23-year-old suspect from Nelson Street in Port of Spain has since been detained and is currently under police guard after going there to be treated for gunshot wounds to both shoulders. On the international scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump's legal team sought on Tuesday to dismantle the credibility of the star witness in the ex-president's criminal trial, Michael Cohen. Mr. Trump showed no reaction as his lawyer during cross-examination cast Cohen as a man with a personal vendetta against his former boss. According to the BBC, throughout the legal showdown, weeks in the making, Cohen remained calm. He also said he hoped Mr. Trump would be found guilty of fraud in the hush money case. Cohen was on the stand for his second day of blockbuster testimony. He was called by prosecutors to testify about making a $130,000 hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election to prevent her from telling a story about an alleged sexual encounter with Mr. Trump. Donald Trump now faces 34 counts of business fraud for allegedly disguising reimbursements for the payment to Cohen as legal expenses. The former president pleaded not guilty to the charges and denies having sex with Ms. Daniels. Finally, in sports, Football's world governing body FIFA is set to establish a working group to look at the impact of playing competitive domestic matches overseas. A legal settlement agreed between FIFA and match promoter Relevant Sports in the USA has, in the words of Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters, left the door ajar for league games to be played in different countries. Whilst the Premier League say they have no plans to do so, despite being the instigators of the famous 39th game idea during Richard Scudamore's time at the helm, La Liga are already planning overseas games for the 2025 to 2026 campaign. La Liga has revived their plans to play league fixtures overseas after cancelling Barcelona's league match against Girona in 2019, which was due to be held in Miami. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Hello, Carnival. Nice to see you again. Hey people, this is Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists, and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with Quartz ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right! Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Quartz Already Cash location today or contact your Carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with Quartz Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply. Aye, aye.